Okay, if you're struggling to get members in your school, it could be because your targeting is just so broad, right? We see this with so many schoolers with so many coaches over the years, is that the targeting is just so broad because they don't want to alienate anyone, right? But as we know, the riches are in the niches. And so here's 4 ways to filter it down to turn that TAM, that total addressable market, into a tribe TAM, something that actually speaks to the subconscious so that you can actually hit the attention span of the right person and move them towards your school. Okay, so this first one might be hard to read, but is a shared result. So that's the first thing we'll look for, especially because we work with coaching communities mostly. But it's, what is that thing that you set out to achieve? So there's two parts to it, right? Void, value. You had a void so big in your life that you dedicated yourself to accomplishing a thing, right? And so then you valued it so highly that you went on this mission, you got a result for yourself. Better yet, then you went and you got a result for somebody else, right? So we can just look at the overlap of all the results that you've got for yourself and then helped other people. That's step 1. Okay, so you can see the first part is, well, what do they want? So we're gonna target people based on the thing that they want to achieve, right? Especially if we're on platforms where people are searching for something or we need to get their attention, right? YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Then, well, what do they want, right? Just start speaking to the things they want because they're already looking for it, right? Number 2 is this shared values. So the best way to align our unconscious connection with strangers at scale is via things that we value, right? So every human has this value hierarchy. And so we see the world through the things we value. And if we don't value them, then we don't care about them. We won't stop and watch a video, let alone check out an offer, let alone join something. So think about like the top 2 to 3 values. Ours, number 1, is freedom. We speak to the people who want a freedom business, who want the lifestyle, they want the time, they want that freedom, right? And so we're not talking anything about like, VC funding, raise 100 million. Fuck that, that ain't us. So shared values is the next way to get subconscious connection. So the next part of why do they want it is shared beliefs, right? So what does somebody want? That's a good way to, filter down. But then, well, why do they want that, right? So like we talked about, freedom is for us, but then take that one step further. And under that, then there's other beliefs, right? Just think about people with the same religions. They get on way faster because they have a shared belief system. They see the world in a similar way. And since we're dealing with cult psychology, then it's all about what kind of belief system can we shout out to the world that the right kind of people see the world the same way and want the same thing. And so just start to create a whole bunch of beliefs, right? Misconceptions in your industry and like the things that piss you off and like, well, what do you believe about how the world should be or the world you're building, right? Because we're building our own social ecosystem. And so then have a whole bunch of beliefs under a value or 2 values. And so then you have that next filter, right? What do they want and why do they want it? And so once we know what they want, right? Why do they want it? What is the values, the beliefs? Then it really comes down to that last differentiator, right? So we're talking about in a sea of sameness, how do we stand out? What do they want? Why do they want it? And then who is most like us, right? So just looking at shared personality. And so whether it's B2B or whether it's B2C, we're in a world where really marketing at the end of the day is just P2P. And so we get on with people with similar personalities who like the same things, right? If you have similar interests, right? Like Uncle Seg always talks about his love for Breaking Bad. And his love for TV with a belief that, oh, I can't be successful if I watch TV all day. I'll prove them wrong with this G-Doc that shows how I make thousands of dollars from his couch over Messenger, because he watches TV, right? And so that's under his value, which is the freedom, right? And what do they want? Result, they want to make this certain amount of money and via his unique distribution of assets under management. And so you can see how the whole thing for his Rona community really works because they want that result. They believe these things and value these things and work with his personality to back it up, right? That's why we joined and spent thousands of dollars on that community, right? And so really just look at these 4 filters, and then you're gonna take your big ass TAM that no one's paying attention to and make it a tribe TAM that actually gets subconscious connection and moves people towards your offer. So let's get it.